Take 25. We're recording this for 12 hours.
Alright, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the tremendous honor to be here with Sebastian Manz. So this is a part of Sommercampus and it's the last day actually. We had a lot of fun. Can you share a couple of things, a couple of thoughts?
Yes, this week was insanely intense. Somehow also very stressful for me because I had so many different projects at the same time. So the Sommercampus is actually a part of this whole big festival.
And you're performing here and there?
Here and there, and I had 12 students actually.
Yes,
and
there was a lot of us. Shout out to everyone who's watching that was in this year's Sommercampus. So, let's start with the deep stuff already.
Oh.
How do you stand out as a classical musician, since the music is the same? Like there's Mozart concerto.
Yes.
How do you stand out? And following that up, how do you develop your personal style while not crossing the boundaries of the style of the music?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, of course.
Good luck answering that.
Yeah, thank you. It's always great to see how jealous other musicians are for our clarinet concerto by Mozart. So like flute or oboe players, they always say, you know, would like to have one concert, but one like you have. So we should be very proud and think your own story. You're telling them in that moment. They don't want to hear note by note. Oh, this was a nice legato. Oh, there's a piano again. Wow. So in a concert, people want to come out of their daily issues and enjoying you. You have to be yourself. So everything you experience in your life, it's there in the music. So don't practice too much. Sorry. Practice, you motherfucker. But don't practice too much. Not 12 hours a day. You know, you have to fall in love in the evening. You have to live your life. And then you will hear that in your music. And that's the point where you're standing out. Second one, know the rules and respect them. Then you can do everything you want. So if you want to play, some would say this is tasteless. Yeah. But you know, there are some musicians, classical musicians or jazz musicians, they're do it, and then experience that. How does it feel? But then, this is classical music. Okay. Phrasing. What about phrasing? So you can't phrase in jazz the same way you do in classical music. These are two different things. The phrase in jazz means a line, but the phrase in classical music is you have a point somewhere to go. If you just sing it like that, you won't do a glissando. This is embarrassing. Ruben, come on. Don't be afraid to break the rules on the other side. Then you can increase your possibilities or develop and improve yourself.
Next question. Why clarinet among other instruments?
Because clarinet is the motherfucking best instrument. You're idiots. No, okay, you have to edit it. This is a very great question, but I can say the clarinet is the best instrument because it has the most different styles in it. Possibilities to play AC/DC sound, you know. You can sing during playing in your clarinet. This would create great dirty.
Cut to an example of Sebastian playing AC/DC. Okay, no, is there footage of it?
Yes, of course, yeah.
There is? Oh my, okay, so actual cut. Alright, it's supposed to be a joke, but then you're like, sure, I got it.
Yeah, of course, I play the AC/DC.
I recorded with AC/DC.
Yeah. All right. So this is just an example. You know, clarinet is known as a classical music instrument, but then, you know, the jazz style was invented, and then the clarinet was actually the main instrument. The flexibility is amazing, and the most important thing is the repertoire. Mozart, even Stamitz, you know, then Brahms, Weber, Reger, all those composers, they were inspired by a friend, by a clarinetist. You can hear that in the music. This is not just music they composed for money. No, they composed it because they wanted to. Think of the Brahms sonatas. He was so inspired by Richard Mühlfeld. He created this amazing clarinet quintet and the sonatas and everything. This is our repertoire. The violas say, no, wait a minute, but you have to fight, you know.
We don't do that here.
Yes.
We don't do that here.
So repertoire, this is a good argument, I would say. But also the repertoire in any other genre, jazz, you can play everything. Think of Gershwin or some klezmer music. I can play you some dirty sounds. In 3, 2, 4, no, 1.
Next question, how many clarinets do you have?
My
Like your
own clarinets?
Yes.
Okay, I have 6.
Oh, wow.
But pupils' instruments included. Markneukirchen, this is a small city in East Germany. Sometimes there's an international competition, a big competition actually. In 2006, I won a pupils' clarinet. Maybe someday my daughter will play on that. I was trying to get one color clarinet with different colors, plastic.
Okay.
That was nice. That was shining in the dark. Yeah, this is nice to have, but
For a concert?
For a concert to break. So
Oh,
if you
yeah,
play
yeah.
AC/DC stuff, you have to. Zack.
You said 6, so A, B.
Then 2 pupil,
Yeah.
beginners clarinets, and then another B, A. Yes.
Different wood or different?
No, it's just a different year. The main thing is the wood.
Yeah.
If the wood doesn't swing, then you can try everything and it doesn't have the same feeling.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
What is your warm-up routine and how do you practice? Mainly, do you prefer to practice in like 2 blocks or 3 blocks, like 1.5 hours? Do you practice in 1 block of 5 hours? How do you manage?
Yeah, I don't think in time schedule anymore. If I have time, like for 5 hours or 6, I don't say, okay, now I practice 1.5 hours etudes, then I go to the pieces. No, I have my amount of exercises. Every day I'm doing, articulation, sound, things, legato. And then I play, I'm a big fan, I already told you, of the Ul etudes. So there are 48. They're not too difficult, but they're also not too easy. You're flexible with the tempo. Sometimes I play 5 of them in a row, or 10, or 12.
They allow that because they're so short.
They're really short,
That's awesome,
like
yeah.
1 or 2 pages. Just playing, you don't think. I got them in my repertoire, so I'm not focused on trying to play everything right because I have them in my repertoire. It's just for the techniques, for your fitness. Also. That's great, and then you have like 45 minutes or an hour, just these etudes. Maybe I try some reeds, so that takes also maybe half an hour or half a year or lifetime. And then I go already to pieces. If you do your basic stuff, and if you have good basics, it's way more easier to learn, for example, Nielsen or Francais. I saw one sticker in a toilet here. The less you practice, the better you become in sight reading.
Oh yeah. Yes. Meme of the month. We have
the meme of the month. But you have also to practice sight reading, yeah? So go for some unknown etudes, look on imslp.org or something.
Yeah.
There are so many things. Practice also transposing, Play Bach violin sonatas. This is also very healthy for your articulation and phrasing. Yeah? Baroque music, I think, fits very well to the clarinet.
Yeah, it's such a shame that we weren't born as an instrument before that.
That's true.
Yeah.
But in general, the better your basics are, the faster you can learn something.
Okay, so go practice basics, I guess.
Basics.
Favorite orchestral piece? And following that up, in orchestra or with an orchestra?
Okay.
What do you prefer more?
It's difficult, this question, because I'm a big fan of symphony music, Of course, operas are great and everything, but pieces like Mahler's Second, last half an hour, when the choir enters, this is to die for. Or Bruckner Seventh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Seventh. This is so. I got goosebumps every time I'm listening to it while I'm jogging, while I'm running, filled with adrenaline.
Okay.
With Bruckner 7. Bruckner. Oh, Bruckner. No, don't say Bruckner. Shit. So don't say Bruckner. It's the same like you say Schumann.
Oh my god.
No, it's Schumann.
Okay. What were the unique challenges of recording Lindberg Clarinet Concerto on German system?
Oh yeah.
If you don't know that recording, pause this video, Go listen to that. Go get your mind blown away like I was.
You know, I like challenges, and that's again this point. You know, reach your limits and go beyond.
And then go beyond, yeah.
Also, like in the Lindberg Clarinet Concerto, I also must invent some key combinations. There are some places that are not working really well on the German system, but you know, you have limitless possibilities.
Yeah.
Lindberg, yeah, he uses some techniques. There I had to practice at least. Shit.
Well, at least there.
At least there.
You had to practice.
I also had to change my material, my reeds.
Mm-hmm.
Also for the very high notes, you know, you need to play on stronger reeds.
Okay, so for once you weren't playing on 1.5s.
Yeah, 1.5. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm playing 2.5. Yeah.
What, really? In general, you play?
Yes. No, in general, I played 2.5. And for Lindberg, of course, you know, I had to change to 3. It's comparable maybe to, so the 2.5, my 2.5 reeds are comparable to 3 or 3.5 reeds. Van Doren.
I never like to ask this question.
Yeah,
because
okay, but you have to.
It's overrated to ask, but what reeds do you use in general?
Okay, in general, I use Pilgersdorfer, Alexander Pilgersdorfer reeds. He's an Austrian. He has great wood, really great wood with a lot of Fasern. How do you say Fasern?
Oh.
Look and
yeah, I'll look it up and I'll put it. Okay.
Put it Fasern, and this helps to keep the tension because my mouthpiece is really open. The reeds are really strong, really heavy. So even 2.5, it's like 3.5 normally. Yeah, but I need this openness, this flexibility. And for Lindberg, you know, when you go these high notes, you have to focus so much with your lips. The pressure is really. So I had to change a bit. And you know, the staccato, I relearned my double tongue. There are some effects.
Wait, what do you mean you relearned? Most people cannot just learn double tongue, and you're like,
okay. You know, I never learned it really strictly. I just tried it out. You know, for Nielsen in the first movement. Of course, this is also a great place for double tongue. But don't use double tongue for Mozart, for example, because it sounds differently. But that place in the first movement of Nielsen, with this power, this is insane. This is crazy. This should sound like this. So it fits very well. Mm-hmm. And I change actually in that point. So I play
single tongue.
Yes. So then I change to single because this sounds actually better than because when you go very high in the register, it's very hard with double tongue. So when you're in the lower register, double tongue is great. And then I mix it. Yeah? Okay. But in Lindberg, it's not possible. There are some but this is also composed in the middle register. Yeah. So and he composed it also for Kari Kriko. He worked together with Kari Kriko. It's for a French system, of course. He worked together with a clarinetist, a great clarinetist. The same Weber did with Berman, you know? So the concertos are hard to play, of course, but they bring your instrument. They show the best side, you know? That's why this concerto is a good composition, by the way. But the challenge was to come to musically together, also with Magnus Lindberg. He told me his ideas, and I was surprised how far away he was from his own tempi.
Oh, wow.
In terms of slower, actually. He liked it very academically. I asked him, wow, this sounds to me very academic. And he said, yes, I know, but I like it so much. Okay, I understand, but I would like to phrase it even more forward. And then he said, yeah, Sebastian, just go, do your stuff. This is your recording. I love when you guys bring your own ideas into it.
Yeah.
So don't be too square, even in contemporary music. And that's the greatest thing about his clarinet concerto. You can play it so differently. He offers you an own cadenza. It's ad libitum. You can do it or not. You can compose your own piece with his motifs. It's great.
Since we talked about orchestral music, like solo or orchestral music, in an orchestra or to play with an orchestra?
Yes. I would say playing in an orchestra, you will get more goosebumps, I would say. Because the repertoire like Mahler 2nd, Bruckner 7th, or Scheherazade by Rimsky-Korsakov. This is you have to listen to the recording with Gergiev and his Mariinsky. It's from 2001 or 2, I don't know. Okay. This is on Spotify. It's in the last movement. This is craziness, guys. This is craziness. Okay. And if you're playing it, everyone is rocking on stage with 80 musicians, and you feel this whole group. This is not replaceable. Also not when you're playing solo stuff. So actually, orchestral music gives me more emotions. But the solo stuff is great for myself. It's more focused on me. I can share my thoughts. Mm-hmm. But if you are open-minded for other thoughts, like you should be in your orchestra, then this increases also your horizon. You know, for me, this is more, the symphonic pieces, they have more grip for me. So they're like 45 minutes or 60 minutes, it's a big symphony, but the structure is, for me, clearer than in an opera. There are great arias, I am the biggest fan of Don Giovanni, Figaro, the Magic Flute and everything. At Wagner, Rheingold, this is also an orgy, so the whole Wagner stuff, yeah? But I think it's also an art, and really hard also to get this structure within 45 minutes.
Okay, so since orchestra, then what is your favorite orchestral piece? Or one of?
One of is like, for example, Scheherazade, Rimsky-Korsakov, Mahler 2nd, Bruckner 7th, there are much more. As a clarinetist, of course, Pini di Roma is out of this world. But also Shostakovich. Wow, the symphonies. The 10th, not the 9th.
It's so difficult.
The solo and the second movement, but even the 6th symphony, so the E-flat clarinet players, they know the 6th probably a bit because of the solo. This is a very short one. Listen to it. Now! Alright. The last movement, this is really circus. Circus at its best. So groovy, so rock and roll.
Thoughts on double lip?
Oh yeah, wow.
Have you ever tried that?
Yes. I was doing a master class in 2006. No, it was 2008, right before the RRD competition with Richard Stolzmann. I was surprised how well it worked. But I'm not educated with that, so I have not the right muscles here. But really in the early time of the clarinet history, they played upside down, the mouthpiece.
That's a great exercise as of now, as we were used to play on the lower lip. When you switch it, your lower lip and your chin go to a very natural position without even noticing that. So that's a great exercise. Turn your mouthpiece over 100 degrees, 180 degrees, and then try to practice.
You can also do 100 degrees.
Yeah, you can do 100, yeah. It's going to sound like shit at first, but then...
Yes.
Okay, so there was a lot of questions about your reeds. In your box, at the same time, how many good reeds do you have? And do you manage them? Do you work on them?
I try not to work on them really. I think nowadays, we have so many different models, mouthpieces and so on. Most important thing is to have the right combination of reeds and mouthpiece. Of course, you have to start somewhere. So at least take one mouthpiece, doesn't matter which, and try to find a reed that fits. And then try to improve the reeds, try some of them, and then feel the direction. So is it closing or is it opening up too much, or do you need to bring more pressure from your underlips or even more air? I like giving a lot of breathing air and also tension from your underlips, I need a very open mouthpiece. So my reeds are, I chose them for the mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Could be that they don't work on other mouthpieces. My is like, some of you might know, so my is 145 open. So this is actually a jazz mouthpiece.
Yeah.
So, and the German ones, they used to be very narrow. And I was starting during my study with 91. So this is
my God.
The difference couldn't be bigger.
How do you make your reeds sustain longer?
Okay, I see. That's a good question. You need a lot of experience. You have to experience how the reeds also react to their environment. Whether is it wet or dry, is it hot, cold, whatsoever. If you are performing inside a building with a lot of heat, that's really crazy for the reeds because they're drying out. I'm putting the reeds always in my mouth.
I saw that totally. You put the whole reed inside.
And I swallow them, and then I puke them out. I show it you in 3, 2, 1.
Huh? Oh. Ah. And now you can play.
Now you can play.
Go practice.
Go f***ing practice. Don't watch this video. All right.
Okay. I noticed that, and first of all, when I saw a small interview with you, I couldn't even find it anymore later on YouTube. There's an interview when you were saying that you made Sabine Meyer crazy. You made her go crazy because you were always doing that. And she was like, Sebastian, stop doing that.
Yeah, Sebastian, stop doing that. He was always afraid of.
Explain why do you...
It saves time. That's the only thing. The reed has to be wet, but don't make your reed just the upper half wet. Just do the both, because then it swings better.
Are they have better contact?
Yes,
with the
they have better contact with the mouthpiece.
Oh, nice.
I think so. Yeah. How can they sustain longer? When they're new, treat them like a lady, like a princess. Play them like 5-10 minutes a day.
Buy them a couple of cocktails, and then next time you can buy them a coffee, and then dinner, and then maybe there will be a wedding. And
so then it sustains even longer. They change a lot the first days. The reed swings really well the first day. It's shit on the second day, but don't throw them away for that. Don't say, now they're shit. No, give them a chance to get back to the quality. If they swing good but they don't sound good, that doesn't matter. Keep them. Try to play 1 or 2 etudes maybe after 2-3 days. That's enough, and then every day a bit more. So have always old reeds in your case, and some new, and some of course middle-aged. Yeah, and some heavy, some strong, and some easy reeds. So you're prepared for every situation. When you're playing open air, you can use very strong reeds, very heavy ones. That's not a problem. There's a lot of resistance. But in a small room, you should use easier reeds. But practice on both. When you're practicing too much with heavy reeds, then you're forcing too much tension in your hands. That destroys more than it helps. So be also there very flexible, not depending on in which room you're practicing. Try some easy reeds, try some middle easy, some stronger reeds. Keep this flexibility for your sound.
Funny fail on before a concert or after or on a concert, or just a funny experience in your career? I know you have a ton.
Or most embarrassing or
most embarrassing, yeah. Because I have a couple of them. I ripped my pants before a concert completely, and I have white underpants. So it was I ripped my shirt like this before a concert.
Yes. So actually this one is not so long ago, just 2 or 3 years on a festival in Austria. I was playing Jean Français, the trio for clarinet, viola and piano.
Okay.
Do you know that piece? Great piece, check it out. So the trio by Français, clarinet, viola, piano. Second movement, we were playing and really, freaking out, crazy stuff. And suddenly I realized that one key was falling apart my instrument. WTF. Yes. Then, oh shit, how how do I survive the other movements?
Because one key just flew out of
yes, just a part of the key, not the whole key. For the lower E, just broke. I was really astonished because I didn't know that could happen.
Yeah.
And
now I'm going to hear that for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Yes. Then I had to skip that note, but it was not so often used. You know, the lowest one.
Okay.
But for the B, the B natural, that was a problem. You know?
That's right. An octave higher.
Yes. I had to skip it or to improvise at those places somewhere.
So you couldn't, there was no place for your karaoke?
Yes, there was nothing.
Is there a video of that maybe?
No, actually not.
One time you should have been recorded that you were not recorded. God damn it.
God damn. And there's another recording of me as a boy in a boys' choir. I was young, I was like 10 or 11, and it was, Christmas concert. I was singing in the first soprano on the very left side, and I had to pee. And the Weihnachtsoratorium by Johann Sebastian Bach.
May I guess what's going to happen?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. You peed yourself on stage?
Yes. I peed myself on stage. This was like in the television, and of course.
Is that on the internet?
No. I just filmed the choir, but it was not visible on that recording. But I was so embarrassed because the people who were sitting in the first row, I thought at that moment, don't look to the right side.
Yeah.
Don't look. Just keep focused. But I didn't want to go out because it was with television and so I had to pee. So I peed. And then there was don't do this at home.
Yeah, do this on stage.
Do this on stage if you want a career.
Oh my god. Well, do a lot of people know about this? Is this going to be the first time you share this?
Probably, yeah.
Exclusive material.
So, exclusive material.
Damn.
You're welcome.
Okay, I cannot ask this question after telling you that you pee yourself. Do you get nervous before a performance?
Yes, but then I go to the toilet and then I'm not nervous anymore.
Not just a basic, do you get nervous before a performance? I feel like, of course you do.
Of course,
everyone does.
yes.
How did it change since the beginning of your career till now?
That was very interesting because just 2 weeks before the RD competition started in September 2008, I started at the theater in Lübeck to play opera, Wagner, Traviata. No, it was Bohème and Rigoletto, and I had to do sight reading because they didn't rehearse some. And that was even harder for me than staying on stage during finals of the RD competition, playing Nielsen with the Bavarian Symphony Orchestra. It's always about your preparation and about the repertoire. So it depends on what am I playing and how do I feel. Am I well prepared or not? You get more self-confidence the more you experience, of course. But on the other side, there were some situations where it made click in my head because the people in the concert, they come to enjoy, to have a great time, and not to listen your mistakes. They don't hear the mistakes.
Only until you show them that you made a mistake.
Yes,
right?
That's the point. So don't show it. Yeah.
I always think about no audience in the world wants you to fail. They don't want me to fail. They want me to feel miserable and fuck up.
Yes.
They want me to bring joy to them and have fun together.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a mental thing,
Yeah.
Of course. Don't think that they will judge you. Of course, in a competition, of course, there are some people who judge you. Also, in any, in every orchestra's audition, they want to be entertained, of course, but they want to get to know your thoughts, your emotions. They want to understand you. You have to tell them a story, and that's the greatest thing that we have in our music. And this idea helps me a lot. When I go on stage.
Okay, do you have any hobbies?
Oh yes.
What do you do when you don't play the clarinet?
When I don't play the clarinets, I love movies. This was my second.
We found our guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
theater, movies, science, that was my second choice after music. And I'm not so the, you know, TV show series, you know, like Netflix, Breaking Bad, everyone is telling me, you have to watch that.
I'm gonna be one more, you have to watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because everyone is saying this is maybe one of the best ever. Okay, you have this big story, great. But for me it's also really an art to put like a big story into one movie.
Yeah.
And movies do that more for me than
and they're concentrated.
Yeah, they're more focused, more concentrated. I'm a big Peter Jackson fan, but not only because of his Lord of the Rings, but because of his movies before. So Meet the Feebles, Brain Dead, The Frighteners, Bad Taste. Bad Taste is his first one.
Okay.
You don't know them? Okay, maybe you're too young for that. Okay. These kind of movies, they're so insanely insane. Insanely insane. It's going beyond some limits, and I love that. And that's, you know, if I see that in movies, the passion, I'm getting inspired by people like Peter Jackson.
Last one.
Last
question. So, what's the best advice you ever got? And what advice would you give to the musicians out here that are listening? Doesn't matter the instrument, of course.
Alright, okay. When you reach a goal, when you achieve a goal, don't stand too long. Go on, improve, always improving. And saying, okay, now I reached what I was wanting to, but then don't stop, yeah? And the more mistakes you do, the more you learn.
The quicker you learn, I guess.
And the quicker.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of making mistakes. That's probably the best advice I can give you for everything. Do risky stuff. Experience how it feels to fall, but experience also how to rise up again.
Yes. Then you gotta say the thing that I always say at the end of my videos.
Keep on f***ing practicing, you
That's not how I say it, but it's...
Oh, no, how do you say it?
I just say keep on practicing, right?
Keep on practicing, sorry.
Thank you so much. It was
an
amazing honor. Thank you everyone so much that asked the questions. Thank you for your answers and for your time. It was amazing.
You're welcome.
I really want to go practice. It inspired me, and you always inspired me. And as I said to you a couple of days ago, like since, I don't know, last 4 or 5 years, like if there's a person that can do it, I can try to do it. And I went my way and I was keep pushing and I was just like,
Great. Thank you for that, for sharing that. Bye.
Bye.